My channel is all about moving from basically any Western country away to a place where you're treated better, where taxation isn't as high, and where services are better or at least as good as what you are used to in the West. However, today I want to touch upon a different topic about moving and what they don't tell you about it until you've actually moved away. Because most advisors, at least that I know, have never moved away from their home country, and all they do is ship clients all over the world, from Dubai to Bali to also the more sunnier parts of Europe like Spain or Italy. For me that's different, as I have lived abroad for about 5 years, and today I'm gonna tell you a bit about what really changes when you move country. This won't be a tax topic, but more a talk of person to person about what moving does to you, and that is, it changes you internally. You'll never come back the same person that you left. And for context, I'm in the Netherlands, was born in the Netherlands, and I moved to Germany for about 4 years. And you can think of like Germany and the Netherlands, that's quite close, cultural-wise, language-wise, and yet it very much changed me. More not in a bad way or a good way, more in the natural sense of an observation. And that is, in the first few months after moving, you are settling in, getting used to the country, the language, the manners. They drive differently on the roads. They are, at least in Germany, a bit more punctual than in other parts of Europe. And if you would be moving to Indonesia, I guess you would have to get used to that they're less punctual than you would be expecting in Germany. And you're just settling in. And after those first few months, you start to realize that you change because you come from a country, and that culture, the norms, the expectations, that view of the world, you take to your new country, in my case, Germany. And you're a foreigner in Germany, and you'll be one for quite a long time until you've really integrated. Yet once you come back to the Netherlands, you're not 100% Dutch anymore either. Because you see how things can be done differently, how the Germans do things. And then you see how the Dutch do it, and you wonder, why can't we do it like they do it in Germany, or vice versa? In Germany there are also things that you could say like, hey, we didn't do it that badly in the Netherlands, they could learn a thing or two about us. It changes you internally. And because of that, you really say goodbye to your home country, to hopefully call another country your home again. Yet both countries will never ever truly feel like home again. Because the people that you leave behind, your friends, your family, maybe even your colleagues if you're being sent on a secondment, they stay the same. They don't change. The shift is purely internally of yours. And you come back basically a new person, and that doesn't always land well because you're different. You're not the same old person you used to be. You don't think the same, you don't laugh at the same jokes anymore because suddenly they're not as funny, or your humor just changed a little bit. And that is just interesting to just notice. And that's of course going to be a lot more different if you move to a Dubai or a Bali or a South American country, because there of course the differences are a lot bigger than inter-Europe, especially if you go from like Portugal to Spain, or you have similar cultures, but once you move really outside of that to a culture that's completely different, you really become a different person, and not everybody tells you about that. And that's why, at least with my clients, I've always helped clients that knew where they were going and why they were going. I've helped dozens of entrepreneurs move mainly to Dubai, but also some other countries like Indonesia or Spain. And most of them already had some kind of bond with that country. Either they've lived there for a longer time, either they came there or their family came there from that country and they're going back to their roots. There was this bond. They've been there, lived there, done that, and they wanted more of it, and that's why they decided to move. I don't think I'll ever propagate moving just because of tax reasons, because that in the end won't really make you happy. Because if you move to a Cyprus just because I have the best new expat regime for SMEs, sure, be my friend, be my guest if you want to. Go there, but I won't be the one shipping you there if you've got no clue how it is in Cyprus, if you don't know the Cypriotic mentality, it's all different than what you're used to. Same with like new countries like Paraguay, Vanuatu and Turkey. Those are currently the really hot places to be at the moment. I wouldn't really want to send you there if you haven't ever been there. You do want to have your options open, but you do want to tie them, at least your home base where you want to stay for a longer period, to a country that really resonates with your soul or with your heart. And I think that's really the thing that I want to drive home in this video today. Follow your heart, follow your soul, and please don't move to a country just because they have a good tax rate, just because they have a nice headline rate of 10%, 0%, or even no income tax at all. Because in the current system of taxation, you really have to spend ideally 3 months to 6 months per year there in your new home country. So you better find a country that really suits you.